Hello again everybody, and welcome back to Fairview, or more to the point, welcome back to Aspen Grove Industrial Park. I've been able to borrow a little GoPro, so I'm trying to do my update this evening using that. We'll see how it goes in terms of sound quality and the picture quality itself. But I thought all I'd do this evening is just take you on a quick tour of the way the industrial park is beginning to shape up. Track plan is not finalised still, but I've made some changes since my update a few weeks ago. First of all, coming round to here, I've just added one extra little section here to complete the curve, where effectively we enter this part of the layout. I'm considering building one of these cassettes that several people like Tom Klimowski and others use to bring trains onto the layout. But basically the idea is that I'll stage a train here, come round the curve onto the layout proper, passing a little retail store, crossing over the grade crossing here, and then we begin to get to our first switches and things. So all I'm going to do really is quickly take you around each of the rail served industries on the layout as I envisage things at the moment, at least. First of all, we have here Ferguson Fire and Fabrication, just a straightforward little manufacturing business specialising in parts for sprinkler systems and so on. At the moment the industry is just some fiberboard, or whatever you call it, the artist's foam board, roughly coloured in, but we'll have at least room for two, maybe, as you can see here, 3 box cars on a little spur, and immediately opposite that, where the train has stopped for the moment, we've got the runaround loop. In the background there, and eventually spanning this gap right the way through to here. Sorry, I have to excuse the shadows from my lights. At the moment this is international paper, which is going to take at least a couple of box cars, as well as the occasional tanker of some kind of acid or some other liquid suitable for taking paper products, and then they are pulped down to create packaging materials, and in fact, looking at the real international paper that this particular facility is based on, they even make like the soft padding that goes inside babies' nappies or diapers. So that's going to be on a long spur. I actually haven't got yet, I'm waiting for it to come in the post. If I can just lean over there, you can hopefully see that I've got to get a curved turnout switch there, which will service that particular industry. Coming off the runaround loop here, the next industry we see is just a sort of team track come simple transload facility. I might yet turn it into 2 tracks. What I might yet do is just build out the baseboard slightly here, so I've got room for 2 tracks, one for unloading plastic pellet hoppers perhaps, as well as one which will probably focus, like here, on lumber coming in centre beam cars. So that's the 1 to the 3rd industry as we go along. Just as we come to the end of the runaround track here, there's a switch coming off this way, and that takes us down a spur to here, which is currently called Denton Plastics. Again, that's a real life industry that I found just looking around Google Earth and things. But as the name suggests, this is going to take in shipments of plastic pellets, and then they're going to create some product, which I haven't yet decided what. But once that product has been created, then those items will be shipped back out from an as yet unbuilt sort of warehouse structure along the back wall here, in boxcars. Finally, as we trace our way along to what is currently the end of my baseboards, but these may yet be extended out this way slightly. I want the track here to curve around just a little bit more, probably also to split into two tracks at this stage, because I'm going to finish things off at this end of the layout with a small chemical plant. This is the most recent breakthrough, because only last night I was wandering around sort of the greater Denver, Colorado area on Google Earth, and I found a very small, very compact BASF plant, which only had 2 tracks servicing rail traffic. There was only space on those 2 spurs for 3 tank cars each, so a nice small industry. So I'm going to do some more research into that before potentially building on to the end of this board here, building on this industry, just to create a bit of extra operational interest. So of course it's early days at the moment. It's not as if any of this is fixed in place. I mean, literally the track itself I've barely fixed down. I think that's one lesson I've learned from the main railway room now, is not to get too carried away with fixing everything down early on. I'm not convinced that this is the final track plan yet, and certainly I think there will be some changes in terms of the industries that are serviced, but it's making real inroads now. I'm quite pleased with how things are coming together. Started to paint the backdrop, and more than anything else really, I'm itching to get on with the landscaping. That's the bit, as I've said before, that I really enjoy the most. But I'm being a good boy. I'm being disciplined. I'm going to wait until all the track is wired up, thoroughly tested, then fixed down, before I really start to go to town on the scenic side of things. And that just gives you an idea of where we're at the moment. Just one more thing to show you quickly. This is especially for my good friend Mike, who's constantly asking me whether I'm going to do extra features in terms of lighting effects and so on. Here's the first industry, which is not quite finished but mostly built, and I have been using some of the Woodland Scenics lighting functions to just begin to add some little lights. So we might just reach the stage where we could do a bit of evening nighttime running, if I can kind of get my head around all the requirements to make sure that everything is lit up appropriately and so on. Yeah, we'll see. I'm trying to build this in from the very beginning as well, rather than like downstairs in the garage with the main layout, trying to work out how to do these things after the fact. So I hope you like that, Mike, especially for you, I guess, but I'm having a blast as well, trying to work out how to do it all. So that's it for this update. Just to give you an idea of what's going on with the industries here at Aspen Grove. Hopefully I'll have some more progress to show you very soon, because I have to say I'm really enjoying working on this aspect of the layout at the moment. So Hopefully, if you're new and you haven't watched my videos before, you've enjoyed it and you'd like to subscribe. But whether you're new to the channel or been watching for a while, thanks very much for watching. Enjoy your model railroading as always, and I hope to see you again really soon. Hello again everybody, welcome back to Fairview. Oops.